The question that I'm asking is that, was Eve the first woman God created? And in fact, was Eve the first wife of Adam? And as a Sifatie. Now, need to able to this particular question has to do with a video I recently watched on TikTok. And I shared a video anyway, and I went to the comment section and can't say baby. So I started to dig into it to find out. Say, indeed, Adam, the year no di kan no Eve na now ba Nyankopon di kan born first no. Na Eve na. So this is the video. Let me take you to the video that actually started this conversation for me. Okay, so this is the video.
And they had two sons, Cain and Abel. But after Cain killed Abel, he left and found a wife. Wait, where did she come from? If Adam and Eve were the first and only people on earth, how could Cain find someone to marry? Did God create more people who weren't mentioned in the Bible? Or was there something else going on? And if Cain married his sister, doesn't that raise a whole new set of questions?
All right. So this is the particular video I was watching. I was just scrolling through a TikTok and I'm here. Now after listening or after watching, I make a comment section. I say what is actually going on, because with video we are, the obvious thing is to go to the comment section. So the comment section, I came here. And people were saying a whole lot of things, that Eve wasn't the first woman God created. Now, Eve wasn't the first woman, it was Lilith. Lilith? Okay, why is there no story about Adam and Lilith in the Bible? Really? Now, look at the book of Enoch. Okay, the book of Enoch has the answers. Okay, Lilith was the first wife of Adam, created with the exact same soil as Adam, and at the same time as Adam. She refused God's command to submit to Adam and fled the Garden of Eden and met Satan. Lilith was the first woman to be banished from the garden. Was it really true? Said Lilith Nankasano, ye pamuni free garden wana. A whole lot of stories, and there is a woman called Anakin. Okay, Lilith's daughter, first wife of Adam. Lilith was the first female God created, but she was equal to Adam that she even refused to be down. She was thrown out of Eden, and God now created Eve. Lilith left with a child. All these conspiracies, so I didn't get it. So I was like, okay, let me dig into it. But I'm finding out, Emuno said, is it really true? I said there was a Lilith. Is it really true? Say first woman na Nyankopon born no. Na nye Eve mum na Lilith na. Let's go into it. So I started by consulting Google to find out if indeed Lilith can be found in the book of Enoch. It's very simple. So also your research about it. So does the book of Enoch talk about Lilith? So I click on it. No, the book of Enoch does not explicitly mention Lilith, and the figure of Lilith is not a prominent part of the book's narrative. Here is a more detailed explanation. Lilith's origin. Now, Lilith's characterization as a demon or night creature has roots in the ancient Babylonian religion and appears in the Hebrew Bible in Isaiah 34:14. Isaiah 34:14. So I was like, okay, so the Lilith story can be found in the Isaiah 34:14. Then let me go into the Bible to find out exactly what a Kafa Lilith. Then I went to my Bible to find out that Isaiah 34:14. The wild beast of the desert shall also meet with the wild beast of the island, and the satyr shall cry to his fellow. The screech owl also shall rest there and find for herself a place of rest. But I didn't see Lilith's name. Maybe other books will tell me why Lilith wasn't mentioned in this particular Bible. So my curiosity continues. Let me find out more about it. And the complete 100 book, that's the Apocrypha of the Bible. And we can find the book of Enoch here. I said through it, and there was none. This is the book that I'm talking about. Now, before you ask me, what am I driving at? I'm not driving at anything. I love to read. That is why I have this huge book here. I just love to read. And I was interested to find out more about this Lilith lady. So, now I couldn't find Lilith in the book of Enoch. Where do I find it? Where can I find it? So now I went to DeepSeek. DeepSeek is I think the Chinese app will be on there, but it's really doing well. It's more like a ChatGPT. So I went to DeepSeek to find out exactly who Lilith is. Which book can I find the Lilith story? It is assumed that she was the first wife of Adam. Now within 16 seconds, it has put it all together to give me an overview of what I was looking for. It says The story of Lilith as Adam's first wife originates from Jewish folklore. That's the Midrashic text, and later mystical traditions rather than the canonical Hebrew Bible Old Testament. Here are the key sources where her story appears. Now, it talks about the alphabet of Ben Sira. So I went into the alphabet of Ben Sira. In fact, I didn't see anything. Now, this is the book. Now, the alphabet of Ben Sira. This is the book. So I went into this book and I really didn't find anything that I was looking for. Now, it continues. The Midrashic literature and Talmud, the Zohar, that's the Kabbalistic text, the 13th century, and then Isaiah 34:14, that's the biblical reference. So that took me back to what I read. Now, let's see. The Hebrew Bible mentions Lilith once in Isaiah 34:14, but this likely refers to night-dwelling desert creature or not Adam's wife. Later traditions reinterpreted this as the demonic Lilith. Here, the Bible doesn't give much explanation about who Lilith is. And according to this Bible text that the Hebrew mentioned, it is a night-dwelling desert creature that is so we are not going to talk about it. Now let's continue. The modern interpretation, that's the feminist literature. Lilith is reclaimed as a symbol of independence. And you know, most feminists fan as their symbol because you're independent. According to them, she's an independent woman. But why is she an independent woman? So a whole lot of, when you are doing a research of this sort, the moment you see something, a whole lot of things, ideas come into mind. Now, the feminist, fan say symbol because Lilith was an independent woman. How was Lilith an independent woman? What's actually brought about this independence here? Now, the methodology collection, books like The Hebrew Goddess by Raphael Patai or The Landscape by Howard Swartz compiled for folklore. Now, I wasn't getting what I was looking for. So I asked it, which part of the Hebrew goddess that talked about Lilith being the first wife of Adam? In fact, this is it. That's the quote from Patai. Lilith became Adam's first wife, created not from his rib, but from the earth, just as he was. She insisted on equality and fled when Adam tried to force her into submission. So that takes me back to a comment that I was just reading from a TikTok. I know Moka said, free Garden of Eden. But this one is telling me, that is the Hebrew goddess is telling me, in Kabbalah, Lilith is the arch seductress, the queen of demons, and eternal enemy of Shekinah. That's 245,000 paid. But I'm not going to look into it because the Kabbalah, I may not have the details, what I'm looking for. So I decided to, let me get in touch now and find it out. So the Hebrew goddess no internet. So I came here to the internet and I started doing my research. So it gave me this book, and this book is $16, $16, $14, and other stuff. Deep Sea Catcher me say I should look for the third edition, and this is the Hebrew Goddess by Raphael Patai. So interesting book, of course. Now let's go and read together. Page 210, the Hebrew Goddess. Lilith, we learn, was Adam's first wife. So this book is confirming to me that Lilith was indeed the first wife of Adam. That's the first woman God created. Let's read on. However, Adam and Lilith could find no happiness together, not even understanding. There's no understanding. When Adam wished to lie with her, Lilith demurred. Why should I lie beneath you? She asked, when I am your equal, since both of us were created from dust. So the equality started right from there. That was the first creation that, according to this book, God created. So I'm not surprised the feminists, most feminists are taking as their symbol because they also believe in the equality of man and a woman. So whatever the man can do, the woman can do, and even does it better. And the head, and I'm the follower, and I'm the tail. We are all equal. We are all human beings. Nobody is above anybody. We are all equal. So if there is a responsibility, so I'm not surprised this has actually become the symbol of the feminist group. Now, let's continue. Why should I lie beneath you, she asked, when I am your equal, since both of us were created from dust? When Lilith saw that Adam was determined to overpower her, she uttered the magic name of God, rose into the air, and flew away to the Red Sea, a place of ill repute, full of lascivious demons. There, Lilith engaged in unbridled promiscuity and bore a demonic brood of more than 100 a day. And the one ne Lilith, wo enkwala 100 every day. Because on near home no kwade da rough basa until every day biano na owo mako 100. Now let's continue. So when God saw that Adam akanenkoa, now Adam was lonely. Adam tunenia ohum mo amani mema ohum ponchi mani mema ohum we mani mema. Adam was lonely. There was nobody with Adam. So God sent 3 angels. Say omunko fa Lilith in free baby akotane san famra Adam in chamber. Now let's read the book. God, however, sent after her 3 angels, Sinoi, Sensenoi, and Semangiloth by name, who soon located her in the same wild waters in which the Egyptians were to drown in the days of the Exodus. Now we are not going to the days of the Exodus. Yes, I researched in the team. The angels gave her God's message, but she refused to return. And after say, catch her and say, Adam, are you lonely? Now God wants you back. Garden of Eden. Let us go view. When they threatened her with drowning her in the sea, she argued, "Let me be, for I was created in order to weaken the babies. If it is a male, I have power over him from the moment of his birth until the 8th day of his life, when he is circumcised and thereby protected, and if a girl, until the 20th day." The angels, however, insisted, and she, in order to make them desist, swore to them in the name of God, "Whenever I shall see you or your names or your images on an amulet, I shall do no harm to the child." Moreover, she gave her consent to the death of 100 of her own children day after day, which is the reason why the many demons die every day. This agreement between the 3 angels and Lilith is the basis for writing the names of Sinoi, Sensenoi, and then Samangiloth on amulet hung around the neck of newborn babies. And you know, I'm calling, I'm catching say now, any bekum, oh no money never drown one. I know see there be mamu nyesadi no. Mamu nyesadi. Na me ankasa me kum every day biano, me kum me 100. And you know, above one ka said there be, they still insisted. And now for say above one be Lilith as a woman until Lilith ka so okay. And on one ka sane mano every day be obi 100. Na oni above one so kwa apam say, send ye beye ebema minku oma anase akwala bia na wahyenso de wo mo ho bia minku wo mu ntino ba bia mehu mfoni ana mehu mo ntroye mudin entroye bia wakwala bia ho no minku no entino ko eye Jew oko other the Babylonian kingdom na fi oko other places they have this kind of amulet they believe say a protective from Lilith, that's the demon, say akwala no enwu. Now, this is the amulet that I'm talking about. The seal of Lilith, the sigil of Lucifer, Lilith seal goddess and demoness. That's $23, $93, $16. So it depends on what you want. So this is the symbol. Now it's believed said above for me and sano. Omudi and was so. And in a bra, Nyakupo who say, now this girl wouldn't come, or this woman wouldn't come. And until Adam was lonely. So in Genesis, God created Eve from the rib. Because it is believed say yem pese besan born free in a tiemu bio na echi aba beka so ne Adam ye pe and until Adam on film padium ni be in free. Now this woman is from your rib. How you understand it depends on you, your faith and other stuff. But I'm just a reader who loves to read, who loves to do research on books, and that is why I'm bringing you to this. Say after all this, and our God Nyankopon created Eve Edenma Adam. Now na yi person samba bi late person samba bi but she saw say they say a year nya kantema into me emma bi. Now the story went on to say after say Eve emma Adam edi aduaba na ye pam wom free the Garden of Eden. Adam ye na said Ebi, I cannot into me no na bi, so I just have to stay there. So 130 years Adam didn't have any intercourse with Eve. And Eve now Adam will be at any baby for 130 years. Now look, Abraham and separated for 130 years. There were spirits be any Adam bedie, any Eve so bedie. Now it should be noted that the succubi and incubi who sought out Adam and Eve in the 130 years of their imposed separation remain anonymous in the source dating from the Talmudic period. Yet there is a basis to assume that Lilith was regarded as one of Adam's succubi. Into Lilith esa fa kwan bi so any Adam bedai ewa ho This may not make sense to you, but this is a book, this is a research. Either you believe it or not, it is up to you. So this is the book the Hebrew goddess is talking about. Say, indeed there was a first woman, and the first woman was Lilith. If you have any other book that you can show to me, or if you have any other theories that you can discuss with me, I'll be willing to learn. Thank you.